Good afternoon and welcome to the PG&E Retirement Show hosted by Marathon Retirement Planning. Today we're going to cover 10 quick facts about Social Security. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Good afternoon. Welcome to the PG&E Retirement Show, and today we're going to be talking about Social Security, 10 facts you should know about Social Security. As you know, each week we're live here on Facebook at 2:30 in the afternoon, and then we'll repurpose these and put them up on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So again, 10 facts today that you should know about Social Security. First, in 2017, Social Security paid out nearly $1 trillion in benefits to Social Security recipients. That's retirees, people that are disabled, widows, children of deceased workers. So Social Security is more than just retirement benefits. Now, you may be aware of the fact that you only pay, and this is number 2 fact, you only pay half of the Social Security tax. So when you look at your paycheck, the Social Security tax is actually 12.4% of the first $128,400 in 2018 that you earn. If you make more than that when you reach $128,400, they stop withholding it. But only 6.2 of that is actually coming out of your check. So when you look at FICA, if you do the math on that, it actually winds up being 7.65, because 1.45 of that is your Medicare tax. That is paid on the full amount of every dollar you earn. The Social Security part, 6.2%, which again is half of the 12.4, is pulled out on the first $128,400, and then it stops, which makes Social Security one of the only taxes that is a regressive tax, meaning the more you make, the less you pay as a percentage of your income. Number 3, and this is a hot topic everyone's always talking about, is Social Security is going to be broke in 2033 or 2034, depending on whose numbers you believe. That is not true. What it means is Social Security will only be pulling in roughly 70 to 75% of the money it needs to pay benefits. And because of the way Social Security has worked, it is stated that Social Security cannot basically spend money it does not have, which is why it's like 2022 or so that they will start spending more money than they're bringing in. Now they can do it now because they've built a surplus, but once that surplus goes away, they'll have to reduce benefits or adjust the system. And considering they haven't made an adjustment to the system since 1983, it is likely at some point in the next 16 years, somebody is willing to tackle Social Security. But in today's, kick it down the road environment with 16 years to go, that is, 3 presidential elections away, no one is going to grab that one before they have to. So I would not be concerned about it. I feel from what I know about the system, how they collect the taxes and what the taxes are paid on, there are ways that they can easily fix it. Not going to be popular for everybody, but there are ways to fix that. Number 4, it does not make a difference how much money you make. You are still eligible to collect Social Security, whether you make $1 million or whether you make $10,000 a year. The key is you have to have your 40 quarters of earnings to qualify. Once you've qualified and got those 40 quarters in, you will get a benefit of some sort. Now, Social Security, fact number 5 here, is only designed to replace approximately 40% of most wage earners' income. So most people, unfortunately, fact number 6, are relying on Social Security for more than half of their income. So originally it was designed to be no more than 40. The majority of seniors today are relying on it to be more than half. And there's some alarming statistics I've seen that say without Social Security, right now only about 8 to 10% of seniors are living below the poverty line. But without Social Security, it would be more like 40% of seniors would be living below the poverty line. So thankfully here at PG&E, where you have a pension, you've got a 401k, most people are participating in the 401k. That isn't a real issue, but it is a real issue for society in general, and it is something to keep in mind. when you're doing your retirement planning, because a worker that has made a decent wage, call it somewhere between $60,000 to $80,000 a year, if not more, is generally going to see $2,000 to $2,500 a month, which is $24,000 to $30,000 a year. That's not too shabby for an add-on to your pension and your 401k. And many people at PG&E, if you've been there for 30 to 40 years, when you add your pension, if you've been saving the 401k and you add Social Security in, it generally will mean you're going to be able to replace your income. That is not the case for many people that do not have a pension. Number 7 is Social Security is designed, as I said earlier, it's a regressive tax. It is designed to replace more of a low wage earner's income than a high wage earner's income. And the way they do that is through bend points, meaning on your first roughly, it's just under $1,000 this year, but let's call it your first $12,000 in income, it's designed to replace up to 90% of that $12,000. Between $12,000 and I believe it's $44,000, there is a lower percentage that is designed to be replaced, and then above that, there's even a smaller percentage. So that's why on average, the average worker should see about 40% replaced. But if you made $12,000 a year, you would expect to see $10,000 or $11,000 a year from Social Security. So the lower your wages are, the more likely Social Security is a bigger part of your overall income. And when I say the lower your wages when you were working, the more Social Security will replace those. If you're someone that caps out at that $128,400, Social Security is going to be a lower percentage of your overall earnings. Also, when you start collecting Social Security is paid in arrears or after you've earned it. So if you want to start collecting on January 1st, you need to claim before December 1st so that you will get that accrual in the month of December, so you receive a payment in January. A lot of people say, I'll just start at the beginning of the year. Great. But then you're not going to get your first payment until February. You do not get that payment in advance. And that also works, unfortunately, on the other end, meaning if you were to die on the 30th or the 28th of a month and you do not live to the following month, you do not get Social Security for that month. Now, if you're passing away, not a big deal, but I mean, not that it's not a big deal. Don't get me wrong on that. Probably poor choice of word, but it is one of those that they will probably pay it. If you were to die on the last day of the month or 2 days to go, they would pay it, but then they're going to go back and take it out of your bank account. And so if you're in a situation where you actually lose a spouse and Social Security pays it, do not try to send them that money back. They will come and take it back out of the account, because nursing homes, hospitals, funeral homes, they will notify Social Security directly when they have a death certificate. So Social Security knows that they need to go back and get that. But, every once in a while, someone will be like, I'm going to just send them the money back. Don't do it, because they're still going to debit the bank account and it just becomes a mess. So not that hopefully that's anything anybody's concerned about in the near future, but that's something to know. And then another one is number 9 here, non-working spouses or low wage earning spouses. If you have one spouse that makes a lot of money, the other spouse has made no money or very little money and has a small benefit of their own, you can collect on your spousal benefit. And the spousal benefit is always going to be at least half of what your spouse's benefit was. So if the higher wage earner is going to get, let's just say $3,000 a month, which is actually higher than what the maximum payment is right now, but let's just use that for math purposes. If you're going to get $3,000 a month and your spouse waits till your full retirement or their full retirement age and collects on their spousal benefit, their payment would be roughly $1,500 a month. Now, there are some variabilities in there. If they collect early, they might get less. If they wait past full retirement age, they do not get the delayed retirement credits. So if you're going to collect on a spousal benefit, you want to collect by full retirement age, or essentially every payment you miss is a payment that has been missed and there's no way to recover that. So that's number 9. And then number 10, again, based on what I've seen from most people at PG&E, your Social Security wages are going to be taxable. Because if you're single, unless you're making less than $25,000 a year, or if you're married less than $34,000 a year, you are going to have a percentage of your Social Security wages be taxable. Now, the way it works is once you've made over 25 but under 34,000 if you're single, and under 34, let's try that again, over 34,000 but under 44,000 if you're married. So I'm going to do that one more time. Single is 25 to 34, married is 34 to 44. If you fall in that band of total income, then half of your Social Security would be included as taxable income. Once you go above that 34,000 if you're single, or 44,000 if you're married, then 85% of your Social Security is taxable. And again, when I say 85%, that means if you have $10,000 a year in Social Security coming in, $8,500 of that goes into your taxable income for the year. So it's not an 85% tax, because that's probably the most popular misconception I've heard, but it's understandable. People are a little confused on how all that works. So those are 10 things to know about Social Security. If you've got questions or anything else to do with Social Security you'd like to ask questions on, feel free to contact me. Again, I think by now most of you know, I'm Dan Leonard. I can be reached either on the phone at 925-726-401k. You can reach me by email at dan@mrppfg. And then finally, if you just want to set up a time online to talk, that's a bit.ly link. The PG&E call, those first four letters are all caps, and then ALL. If you just type that in as is, it's going to take you to my online calendar, and you can book a time to talk with me, and then that way we can answer your questions. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Again, feel free to like and comment on the videos, share them with your friends, and hopefully we can help you out in the future. Thank you so much. And again, have a great week.